and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, folks. Order now, mypillow.com. Head over there. You're helping out our platform as well as an American-made product and a great Patriot company. Welcome back, all. It is, we made it. We made it. It is Friday. We're through the week almost. Thank you guys for tuning in. If I could ask you, hit that like button, share this out. As you guys have heard, we got some details on the person who allegedly shot Charlie Kirk. And, man, we're going to get into it. We're also going to give you some things that, I guess, surprised me a little bit. We're going to talk about that. The NFL actually did a tribute to Charlie before the game last night. I thought that was pretty awesome. It's just absolutely insane what's been going on. Again, I still got the Make Speech Free Again hat on because, again, that's why Charlie was murdered, for his speech, for his First Amendment, for his right to profess his love for his Lord and Savior and to speak truth. So we're going to get into all that and more. But people are now saying it was a white guy, right? I've been telling you for a long time. From one white guy talking about others, the disease is in that white culture. The white liberal is destroying this country. And we're going to get into all that and a lot more. But I do want to get started off here with this right here. I thought this was pretty cool last night. I didn't get to see it live. I didn't have the TV on the game. We were running errands, but check this out. Come on. Might have to refresh this. Yeah, let me hit the refresh button. Is it going to go? Is it going to go? No, it's not. Give me 1 second. What a way to start off a Friday, folks. Making sure the CPU is doing okay here.
Inside the stadium, the Packers and the NFL observed a silent reflection following yesterday's events.
The National Football League asks that you please join us in a moment of silent reflection following the murder of Charlie Kirk. The NFL condemns all violence in our communities. It will take all of us to stop hate. Thank you.
All right, moments ago inside
And
the
they
stadium,
called
the
it what it
Packers.
was, which is a hate crime. Also, last night there was Trump went to the Yankees game. I'm sure you guys have seen highlights of that. And there was a lot of people wearing Charlie Kirk apparel at that Yankees game. You know, I pray for good to come out of this, everything. We've been covering it since it's happened. And I do see a lot of good in numerous ways. I also see the purge of evil people from their positions of power at work, whether they are dealing with children. We got one. We're going to talk about a local incident here, 2 local incidents here. It's just amazing because, and you're going to hear this when the governor talks about what did the right do, because this was a right versus left issue. Again, it's a battle of good versus evil. And he mentions there was no cars burning, there was no looting, there was none of that. There was prayer, and there's prayer across this nation. I've seen prayer in other countries for Charlie Kirk. It was incredible. I want you to watch this video, and then we'll get right into it. The Florida sheriff is gaining national attention for personally going to a Charlie Kirk candlelight vigil in Southwest Florida to protect his residents who are mourning the loss of Charlie. Take a listen to this.
And America is great because we can say what we. I'm very thankful for my family members as you look around, because peacefully gathering and safety and security is number one. I sit back and think about yesterday's events, and it sickens me. It sickens me. This is not about what party you are for. This is not about being a Republican, a Democrat. This is about being a human being. This is about a life, human life, and how much evil there is in the world that we combat every single day. There's no place and no room for that violence, not in politics, not in anywhere. I sit here with a heavy heart. I look around and I say, you know what? I'm so blessed to be with so many amazing people that get together, especially, today being 9/11, and I'm from New York, and losing so many of my friends in 9/11. So today I sit back and think about a lot of things. And I think about the people that lost their lives tragically in 9/11. I think about the incomprehensible whose family watched. It's just unbelievable to me. So I want you to know you're going to be safe when you're in Lee County, Florida. I will be here every step of the way with you. My family members, you are all part of the family. And America is great because we can say what we want to say, and the freedom of speech and freedom, and no coward or suspect or someone that's evil is going to stop us from gathering and celebrating a tragic loss of life. So today we come together with heavy hearts, but we move forward together stronger than ever, with thoughts and prayers for those who paid the sacrifice, who got out there and made such a difference for our great president. And someone, every day when you listen to Charlie go out there, it wasn't arguing, it was conversation. And if you disagreed, then let's talk about it. That's what makes this the best country in the world. Disagreeing and professionally moving forward. And again, my thoughts and prayers are with every single one of you. We're in the most difficult, tragic times of our lives, but I know with confidence we are going to move forward and be better than ever. So God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you all for being here tonight.
That's pretty cool. Pretty good sheriff there. It sounds like. I don't know personally. I didn't do my homework on him, but again, he said something that Charlie Kirk said quite a bit, that when we stop talking, when we stop debating, that's when the violence comes. And there's nobody that you probably can't find anybody online that has more debates and more discussions than Charlie Kirk. And so as it was reported, This morning, last night, approximately 10 p.m., they arrested a suspect. Sounds like his family convinced him to turn himself in. And there's multiple reports. I'm not going to confirm any of them, but there was some reports that are now coming out that before he was turned in, he wanted to kill himself. Sounds like his family convinced him. I'm going to play this video for you all and take a listen to this part of the press conference.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I'll share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow," and a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO.
So, the suspect, again, Tyler Robinson, I'll give you a picture and we're going to discuss it. This is Tyler Robinson. There's a lot. The mom's Facebook was not put on lockdown, so they went through all the family's Facebook and got stuff. But this was Tyler Robinson, raised in what I come to as a normal American household. If I had to compare that household, from what we know, we don't know if things went on that we don't know yet, but very similar to, I would say, a Western value home. Very similar to probably how my house is. And we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about, but there was also information that he had been radicalized over the last couple years. Very easy to get radicalized once you get into those upper grades of high school and college. Very easy. Now, I want to talk about the casings. I want to play this one more
Fired
time.
casing
Take a
read,
listen.
"If you read this, you are gay." Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Bulges, capital OWO, what's this?" question mark. Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow.
So that is all very similar to what we see with Antifa. I mean, not similar. That is what we see with Antifa. And we're going to get into some of those details. The song are the wording that was used. Bella Ciao. That is an anti-fascist style song. It's an Italian anti-fascist song that you will hear Antifa chant. I even got a video to prove it. But really quick, this is I want to show you this video here. This is a video that's circulating. Who knows? This could have been the starting factor.
Okay. Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
So there he is. That was one of the videos that was going around, his scholarship. He now instantly, they got to cover up that they're trying to cover up their tracks that will never work. They're out there saying this was a far right MAGA Republican. I mean, the same thing they did with everybody else that shoots and kills Republicans, or attempts to assassinate them. So let's see, do I have that video? This is an example of Georgia Maloney greeted by Antifa. I want to show you this with that so-called anti-fascist. I love her look. Like, you all are a bunch of rejects. Now, it's also been reported that he was involved in multiple Antifa Discord servers as well. So what do we know now? One of the things that we know and we understand is that he was radicalized. Far left radicalized. We cover Antifa, we've covered Trans Tifa, we've covered this. This right here, I think, is exactly what we kind of expected. You know, I remember the first day, and we seen that one guy that was getting arrested with a rifle. And remember, I said, well, we got to be careful. A lot of people carry rifles in Utah. You know, older guy. I was like, nah, I'm not expecting that. I'm not expecting that. He also talks about the bulge in that. Let me see where that is. My guesstimation of the bulge is meaning if you're a guy and you meet what you think is a girl, oh, what's that? A bulge? Listen.
Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this question mark?
So you notice a bulge. Oh, what's this? And then he has that O-W-O. Some people have, I wish I could find it. Who was it that posted that? So somebody did some searches. I guess that is a saying or an acronym in the furry community. I don't know if that's what it relates to. I don't know if we're going to find writings, if we're going to find, if this guy's going to be honest to the police in an interrogation, an investigation. Now, again, we kind of know what also radicalized. It's not just the professors. It's not just the teachers. We have the media. We have elected leaders. You know, Kamala Harris called Trump a fascist. It's a lot of things that I think legacy media needs to be held responsible for, because they constantly go out and lie to us. This is one of those examples here. Says not black, not trans, not Muslim, not an immigrant, not a Democrat. Meet Charlie Kirk assessor Tyler Robinson, a white Christian, conservative, Republican male with a gun. He wasn't a Republican. I think his registration was unaffiliated. And anybody that knows anything knows this is what they're going to try to do. They have blood on their hands. They've had blood on their hands for a long time. I don't think this is going to be the last shooting or attempt on a big figure that speaks truth, especially, again, you notice they want to go after Christians. This group targets Catholic schools, people like Charlie Kirk, people like Donald Trump, and not just that. Who was celebrating this? Democrats. Democrats were celebrating this. It wasn't Republicans saying, oh, yeah, we finally got that MAGA guy out. No. And I don't have to explain that. But this is, again, there's people that see this type of information and believe this. And I don't care if they're not black, not trans, not Muslim. That's not what I'm saying. We can go through all those things and we could talk about those groups if you would like. We'll talk about crime rate. We'll talk about the fatherless homes. We'll talk about the mental illness. We'll talk about a lot of things. But the truth is, I've always said this, the white liberal is destroying this country. If you go to any of these events, whether it's from Black Lives Matter to the Free Palestine, they would evaporate if it wasn't for white liberals. They would be gone. Hey, what's up, Carries? We got, this is another one. Let's listen to this. I mean, literally, he wrote catch, fascist. Again, the same thing they've done for so long. Most people that wear this, a red hat, this one says make speech free again, have been called, racist, Nazis, Nazi sympathizer, all these things. And if you think about it, Nazis are bad people, right? What do? That justifies violence. That's the only answer to them, is justifying violence. Take a listen to this.
How do you How do you interpret the engravings on casing?
Well, I will leave that up to you to interpret what those engravings mean. I think the clearest one that says "catch fascist," there's not. And by the way, that's like catch like a ball, catch this. I think that speaks for itself.
I think it speaks for itself too. Now let's just listen to something.
There were out there, neo-Nazis were in the front of out there in front of the conference.
So this is when Charlie Kirk had a Turning Point USA, I think it was a summit in Florida. And some agitators showed up outside trying to make Charlie Kirk look bad. And what does the media run and do? They run and associate Nazis with the Turning Point USA, with conservative college kids. Listen.
With anti-Semitic slurs and, the Nazi swastika and a picture of a so-called Jewish person with exaggerated features, just like Goebbels did in the Hitler during the Third Reich. It's the same thing, right out of that same playbook. Okay, and DeSantis did not say anything about it. Nothing. So it's his sort of his rendition of good people on both sides. Same idea.
So you have to read this thing.
Oh, I've got a legal note. The conservative group.
Sunny normally does this, but
I know.
Yes.
This is our knockoff lawyer.
Okay.
The conservative group Turning Point USA has condemned the group of neo-Nazis and said they have nothing to do with the organization.
Yeah, but where was DeSantis is what I want to know.
But you let them in.
President, open your
You
mouth.
let them in and you knew what they were.
Right.
So you are complicit. I want to make.
You are complicit. You let them in. They never let them into the facility. There was actually a lot of stuff going on outside trying to prevent them from even being near the area. But we have a First Amendment right. So the idiots that were out there were able to sit in front of the venue.
A quick clarification about the neo-Nazis at the Turning Point event. They were outside protesters. My point was more metaphorical, that you embraced them at your thing, I felt. So they were not in the building.
They felt
you know what?
Okay.
You know what? If the so-called Antifa, who are anti-fascist, that's what Antifa stands for, would go there and protest, then Antifa would get a bad reputation. That's why when I hear that Antifa is...
Right, but that's not... But let me just make sure that everybody... Because, misunderstanding what people say is very big.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure I know they were not in the building.
The lawyers sitting in that back room got to work really hard on that show. They pushed a lot of false narratives. The media has put a lot of false narratives. And then you start looking in this and you find, online Discord servers with Antifa. And, oh, yeah, Trump's a fascist. I can't believe Charlie Kirk saying this. I need to protect my people. That's exactly what we have here. Here's another.
Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump... Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Now, we know where the rhetoric comes from. You've had multiple people compare, especially in the media, Trump to Hitler. Charlie Kirk was a big ally of Trump. They did a lot together. They worked together. I mean, nobody needs to be shocked on why this happened or how somebody could be radicalized. If you watch MSNBC and you don't know the political realm of things and you're just start watching it, you're getting into politics, you will become radicalized. There's no question about that. It's just crazy. Just crazy. I already showed you guys that video. What's this one? So here's a little information. It was interesting. Where the suspect was detained. That's where we went last year. We went to Utah. Rachel has family in Utah, right near where the suspect was detained. I showed Rachel. I thought it was kind of crazy, but listen to the information they have. And there's going to be more information coming out, of course, but take a listen to this.
People can see the distances that we're talking about here. Orem is where Utah Valley University is, where the assassination took place. The suspect detained down in the southwest corner of the state, Washington, where he's from, 250 miles away. So that distance, he had to travel from the college to his home down there. What clues will that provide? What information will they want to dig into there?
Well, they'll look at a number of different data points along that route. So is it a toll road? Are there cameras there that are recording license plate numbers? That happens quite a bit. They'll first determine what vehicle he has access to, whether it's his own or his family vehicle. They'll look for that license plate along the route. They'll look at gas stations. It's likely that 500-mile round trip will require a stop at a gas station. Did he use a credit card? Is he appearing on video at a gas station or another store that he might have stopped at? 250 miles, 3-hour trip. It's like going from Boston to New York. It's fairly easy to do if you have a vehicle. So this is not out of the realm of possibility, and there can be a lot of evidence collected about that commute.
So I'm going to pull something up now that we've kind of discussed it.
Map up on the screen so people can see the distances that we're talking.
Hold on, let's see. Give me 1 second.
And in our founding documents, in having his life taken in that very act makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence.
The FBI, Kash Patel could be there like he was.
Let me pull this up. I'm going to try to give you the press conference so you guys can see it. You can see.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it.
Nobody wants to. No thanks.
And Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us Utah DPS Commissioner Bo Mason, Lieutenant Governor, Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in that conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who has worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake Field Office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation. The FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions. And we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
And, people are giving people a hard time right now. This was actually pretty personal for Kash Patel. Doesn't matter what Kash Patel does, he's always going to be wrong in the media standpoint. And I just have an issue with conservatives that supported Kash Patel saying, like, somehow we need more right now. The guy has been beaten down. They got the suspect. Again, we all wanted, I get it. I didn't understand how the suspect even got off campus. Like, when somebody like that, when you shoot, you would think somebody would have tackled the guy, something. After watching some of that video, there was nobody on that far side of the campus. But hats off to them putting enough pressure to get the family to call. I think that close that out. I think we're going to learn a lot more details as the days and weeks come. I mean, I haven't heard everything I want to hear. I know, you know that. I report on this stuff. And I want to see the full extent of the justice. And Trina says Utah still has the death penalty. Trump has called for this person's death. I think that is a depending on what the defense does. Again, it's hard to, a lot of times they can say, mental health condition, this and that. The planning it took to do this, what we just seen on video, the traveling 250 miles, all that takes that out of the window, whether the dude was a nutcase or not. We know he was a far left radical, radicalized with ideology from Antifa and the far left. Those are all things that came out. Another thing I wanted to clarify, I was looking at something a minute ago. The OWO can also refer to emoji. They call it a cute emoticon expressing surprise and excitement. When you have those little faces that you all put up there, some of them I don't understand on those faces that you guys put in the chat. So, and when he puts that OWO, I want you to listen to this. It's after he's talking about, is that a bulge? Meaning, and again, I am assuming, but I think all you could agree. Let me see why this isn't loading. We should be good over there. Hold on one second. But in that video, he says, is that a bulge? Meaning a chick with a, I didn't say it. I don't got money for the cuss jar today. If Pixie's in here. Listen.
Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, notices bulges.
Notices bulges. So, did you notice a girl with a bulge?
Capital OWO.
That's the excitement. If you put an O, underscore O, it's like two eyes and a straight. The OWO references excitement.
What's this question mark?
What's this? Oh, what's this? This person definitely had the same ideology as the Catholic shooters and everything else that we've been seeing from one side of the aisle over the last, really the last few years. Yeah, there you go. A chick with a kickstand. A chick with a kickstand. I also want to play this because I think this is important. I was pretty pissed off when I heard about this. I was like, there's no way. And when I seen the video, I think, I don't know if Matt's in here. He's probably, there's a penny loafer sale right now in Indiana. So he's probably picking up some new penny loafers. But there was a sense of me that wanted war. There was a sense of me that wanted war. And, you know, we love to go defend the First Amendment when we go out. We like the FAFO sometimes. And I told you guys I was on the way to the gym. And I got to the gym, and I work out pretty hard. That day, I don't even think I took a break from the reps. I was drenched in sweat when I walked out of there. And I just kept thinking, man, out of a lot of people that we hear that is prominent, you know, I could probably name 5 that is as faithful to the Lord and Savior as Charlie Kirk was. And I got on here, and instead of doing what my gut was saying was right, let's have war. I said, you know what? Pray for peace. Pray for peace. Now is not the time. Now is not the time to do this. That's what they want. You know, no matter what, look at, they have no instances of people MAGA like us going out and assassinating the people, the Harrys of the world. They have none of that. They want that. They need that. They need that so bad that they're trying to make this person look like he was MAGA somehow. Nobody's falling for it. But I want you to listen to this, because this I was glad, even though the governor is pro a lot of things, we're not. Take a look.
But I want you to look at how Utahns reacted the last 2 nights. There was no rioting. There was no looting. There were no cars set on fire. There was no violence. There were vigils and prayers and people coming together to share the humanity. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the answer to this. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence, is it metastasizes, because we can always point the finger at the other side. And at some point, we have to find an off-ramp, or it's going to get much, much worse.
But again, just because you pray doesn't mean you're not mad. Just because you pray doesn't mean you don't take action. We need to demand action. We need to demand something done. I have seen myself, by prepping for the show and all the reading I do, at least 500 different threats to people that are part of the MAGA movement, are part of exposing the left's ideology. Those people need to be held accountable. Give them a year in jail. You do not have the right in your First Amendment to threaten people. You do not have a right to do that. And these people that we have seen go online for the last, they've been doing it for a long time. Just go over to Blue Cry and you will see the most miserable, detestable people in this world. The people that were cheering this on, and they're still doing it. I'm gonna get to some stuff here. We've got, I don't know what somebody got a joke counter of how many people's lost their jobs over their despicable and inhumane things they said. And again, people say, well, it's cancel culture. Well, when you sign up and you have a contract for work, what you do on your own time and things you publicly display can be held for termination of your employment. and we've talked about it. You're a teacher and you're celebrating the assassination of an American citizen, regardless of political affiliation. If I had a teacher here in Clovis that celebrated something, if it was Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, I would say, that's not somebody I want my kid in their room. That's just not it. And it's just crazy. Speaking of that, you guys know I started out my politics from the school district here in Clovis Unified School District by calling them out and wanting some transparency, wanting to end the radicalization. Well, there is a teacher in Clovis that is now making her rounds on the internet, and I'll let you know. It's my pinned tweet on X if you want to contact the school board members and demand something gets done. I put each and every school board member in that pinned tweet. I did get a response from one of the school board members, and I got a response from the superintendent. The superintendent's response was bullshit, pardon my language. And I hope they push me to that next level. I will be out at the school this person teaches with on a live stream, handing out flyers and with a sign about how detestable this person is. And I'm going to show you. It's Elizabeth Hautzinger. And of course, she's part of ACE. And if you guys have been with me for a while, I live in a school district that does not have a union. Clovis needs a lot of work, but it's not bad as the districts with a union. If you compare Fresno to Clovis, you're comparing black and white. Fresno is horrible. Clovis used to be really good. It's where I graduated from. And the purse strings caused them to add this and do this and take away this and be this. They have done some good things over the last couple of years as far as getting the crap out of the classrooms. But listen to this. This person said, so on Facebook, she's Elizabeth Phil. And it says, why would you have to unfriend someone because they have a different viewpoint than you? That is one of the problems right now. And she replied, a Nazi was killed. A Nazi was killed. Where did she hear that from? Not the boy next door, a Nazi. He was a terrible human that said terrible things about Americans that did not look like him. It's not a different viewpoint. It's opposite values. So I'm just going to tell you, Clovis is a majority Christian conservative. If you come to Clovis, we're not for defunding police. We are for educating our children correctly, getting the woke DEI crap and the DEI teachers out of the district. And so I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what I did. And again, I encourage you all to do. I do this more often than people think. I'm emailing and communicating. I don't always read them on here because I don't think I need to. So I'm going to read the email I sent. It says, urgent concern about Elizabeth Hautzinger. I said, dear Superintendent Fulmer, I am writing to express grave concern about an unacceptable comment made by Miss Elizabeth Hautzinger, an employee at CUSD, regarding the assassination of a conservative Christian. This remark is not only deeply offensive, but also creates an unsafe and hostile environment for students, particularly those from conservative households. Such statements are wholly inappropriate and in an educational setting and undermine the trust parents place in the school to provide a safe, inclusive environment for all students. Miss Hautzinger's comments raises serious questions about her ability to uphold professional standards and ensure the safety and security of every child, especially those from conservative families who may now feel targeted or marginalized. I strongly urge you take immediate action by terminating Miss Hautzinger's employment. Allowing her to remain in her position risks further harms to students' well-being and erodes confidence in the school's commitment to fostering a respectful and secure learning environment. I said, please address this matter promptly and provide an update on the actions taken to ensure accountability and to protect our children. Signed, Josh Fulfer. I got an email back. So I got an email back at 9:11 a.m. which was a little less than 2 hours and 50 minutes ago. And I want you to listen to this BS response. And I get it. They have attorneys looking over everything. They do a generalized public statement. But if they want to activate me again in the CUSD school board meetings and out in front of schools, don't take any action. I'm going to tell you, it'll be worse off in the long run. It says, Mr. Fulfer, we are well aware of concerns raised regarding comments made on social media by one of our employees. Clovis Unified School District does not condone violence or any form of hate, whether in speech or in action. Listen to this. The views expressed by employees on their personal social media accounts do not reflect the values or positions of the districts. In our schools, we are committed to maintaining a safe learning environment that is politically and religiously neutral, respectful, and inclusive for all. We appreciate the community's engagement and remain committed to upholding the standards and values that define Clovis Unified. Crap. I did get another email from a board member that I told wants to talk, and I said I'd be available after 11:30 because I end the podcast shortly before 11:30. And I'll I know most of the people on this board. I know some of them very well. They know me very well, and I expect to hear from 3 out of the 7 board members, maybe 4 of the 7 board members today. I spent more time than most board members in school board meetings fighting the DEI, the corruption, the boys and girls locker rooms. This superintendent right here, Superintendent Fulmer, has another thing going. I'm asking you again if you can go to the X page, and I will give you guys updates. But if I need to be out there at that school, in front of that school, handing out flyers, I don't care if it costs me $50 to print flyers. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Obviously, I do respect the process. I respect that there is a process. I don't respect the process in firing a public employee. It's like, damn, it's kind of funny. It's kind of like getting a divorce. I remember I was like, I can go down, and this is just the funny part of it. I can go down to the city of Fresno right now, or whatever it's called, the county of Fresno, and I can get married in like 5 seconds. Just sign something. If I want a divorce, it'd take 7 months to a couple years for that thing to be final. Should be the other way around, right? There was also another one here in Fresno. I haven't reached out to them yet. I don't know what's going to go on. I was planning on doing a Fun Friday show, probably just showing you all the people that got canceled and people that lost their jobs, people that you're going to see in the unemployment numbers in October when the September job numbers come out. But I might head over to a hospital that I was born at, by the way. And I want to show you another comment that was made by another Fresno area person. The first one was at my school district here that I pay some of the highest taxes for, all their little bonds and everything, to hire Black Lives Matter teachers. Not going to happen. Let's see here. Let me pull this up. I was frustrating. The first one I found last night, and I was like, Clovis. And this one was sent to me by our good friend Ben Martin, J6 Patriot, that also lives in Fresno. Hari Randhawa, a recent graduate of UMKC School of Medicine, where he earned his MD. Let me see. Pull it up. Let me give you some more information on him first. It says Randhawa. Can we get some people born here? Is not only a vocal advocate for transgender ideology, but openly celebrates the death of Charlie Kirk. He is currently completing a transitional year residency at St. Agnes Medical Center in Fresno. It's literally 1.9 miles away from here. Next year, he is set to begin a diagnostic radiology residence at Allegheny Health Network in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So he's going to be your neighbor, Pennsylvania. This is what he put. It says, Trump ally Charlie Kirk shot and killed shortly after discussing trans mass shooters. And he put, thank God for that. This person might know who I am. If something happens to me and I get rushed to the hospital, am I going to get equal or fair treatment from somebody? No, I am not. These people need to have, I'm sorry, their medical license. This man was assassinated for exercising his First Amendment rights, for being a Christian and speaking on his belief and the truth. And you're going to celebrate that? Let's just look at his own post, and you guys probably won't be surprised the picture of him, nor the flags that he has. You shouldn't be surprised. Hi, everyone. My name is Hari Randahawa. I'm an MS3 UMKC med school interested in diagnostic radiation. Excited to be here and connect with you all. And then he has the gay flag, the trans flag, and then an X-ray emoji. I'm going to pull something up really quick. No, I will post it. I'm not going to say it online. I know one of these social media sites will get mad at me. I am going to post the number to St. Agnes Medical Center for their HR department on my Twitter when I share this right now. And I want you guys to be polite. This should concern you. I don't care if it was the other way around, guys. I don't care if there's a guy I know down the street that's hella MAGA, and I'm trying to think. And one of a left-wing influencer was murdered, and he's celebrating that. No, guys, we cannot go down this path. You want to celebrate the murder of a rapist, a child molester? All for it. I'll join you. We'll go out to dinner. But somebody who was shot because they believe in God in the United States, because they spoke truth, I'm sorry. What time is it? 1:07. Now I'm probably gonna do, I guess you could call it a fun Friday later, I think. Where we've been going through it for a couple days of all these people that's being fired, all these people that's lost their jobs. I've got some updates on one. Remember the barbecue place? I believe it was in Cincinnati, Ohio. That guy's no longer part ownership, and the baseball stadium where they did a majority of their catering to for the ball games, where a majority of their business came, has cut ties with them. Take a look at this.
Social media post, a teacher, I put out a statement.
You can't really hear it. I'll just give you an explanation there. It says, during a Barrington School Committee meeting, Superintendent Chris Ashley announced that a Barrington teacher has been put on paid administrative leave after allegedly posting a video that some parents consider to be inappropriate about the shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. If this DEI hire that we just talked about a little while ago in Clovis Unified, Elizabeth Hausinger, and you know what's funny? I told Rachel, because this was last night when I'm doing these emails, I did the email at midnight, guys. That's how frustrated I was. I was moving on this, and I do this stuff a lot. Different things, whether it makes a difference or not, guess what? I think it will. I think the loud voices of this community, we can rally conservatives to say, nah, imagine being a Christian conservative right now in my school district and your kid's going to, what is it? Is it Maple Creek Elementary School? I don't know if she still works there. I know her working at a different school, but as soon as I showed her the picture and she said, "What's the last name?" She goes, "Oh, we know people that's had problems with her." I said, "Yep. Just the neighbor across the street, their son. Worst teacher they experienced in the CUSD education program." So we're going to do something a little later today. Tomorrow, check this out. I'm excited tomorrow. I can't call him Robert. That's too white. Roberto and Haha bought me and Rachel some. We have a thing here called Concerts in the Park. We used to call it the $5 concert series, but that was when I was much younger. It's no longer $5, but we're going to be going tomorrow, and I'm going to brag for a minute. So I was going to do some political stuff tomorrow, but I got soccer, Caden's first game at 10 a.m. And then, let me see this. And then Boots in the Park right after that. Literally, it's an all-day event. And it starts at 1 o'clock. And then at 8:30, Blake Shelton will be coming on stage. So I'm excited about that. Thank you, Roberto and Ha. Appreciate you guys. And but I will be live later today. And again, who knows? You might pop up and say, "What's he doing outside of CUSD?" I don't know yet. I got to make some phone calls, talk to some local patriots, and see what kind of response they're getting. And yeah, hopefully Caden does really well inside. He's a dribbler, man. He got to learn. It's been he's the second season of soccer, and at practice, he didn't want to give the ball up to teammates. He was like, "No, I'm scoring this goal." So we're going to have some fun out there. And again, happy Friday to y'all. We want to say thank you for tuning in, everything you guys do. We are 100% viewer funded. If you guys want to help out, donate to the cause. We appreciate it. We can't do it without you. All the addresses to donate are going to come up at the end. You can do Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army, givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And our Zelle link, if you do mobile or online banking, will be provided at the bottom. We will see you guys soon. Take care and thank you.
The Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and